Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester United 1. Natalie joins us, not from Manchester now, not from Australia, but somewhere else. She's around the world. She's around the world. Yeah, exactly. They gave you a goal. They gave you a goal finally, and we're through. We're through to the next round.
I know, it was a lucky game. It really was a really lucky game. I think, look, I'm not taking this game with a jubilant kind of spirit because, look, I'm glad we got through. Absolutely. It was a moment from big man Casemiro, 5 Champions League Casemiro. We got through with a big moment from him, which is amazing, and I was elated. But, you know, I'm still taking this season with a little bit of trepidation. It wasn't exactly prime Barcelona, but we did what we needed to do. We got the job done. They worked really hard, actually, most of the team. I was pretty impressed with Amrabat coming in, actually. I think he did a pretty good job, solid job. He switched from left back to right back and drove through the midfield and gave some lovely balls and spraying them left and right. So I think he did okay there.
I noticed that, yeah, like he started off a bit shaky, didn't he? And then he grew into it, and then it's like he got this second wind in the second half, where he was actually the one getting on the ball. It was not McTominay, not Casemiro, not Bruno. He was getting on the ball and making things happen.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. You could tell he lacked a bit of like game confidence, and he's been out for a while. But yeah, once he got into that rhythm a bit, that he showed a bit of his quality, which was good. So I was happy with that. But again, the front line for me there was no impotence at all. Rashford leading the line. Nothing. I barely noticed he was on the pitch.
What do you make of Rashford up front?
I barely noticed he was on the pitch until he had that penalty shout. So completely ineffective in that position. But I mean, what would you do? Maybe you could put Ahmed as a false 9, give that a go, see if there's a bit more dynamism in the front line that way. I think Rashford maybe lacks a bit of IQ in regards to some runs that a natural centre forward would more likely feel natural to do on their own. I found that Rashford, when he did cut in from the left, he had that one good shot and sprayed it wide, unfortunately. But yeah, so unfortunately, we're relying on our midfield or defense for goals, so not ideal.
Yeah, it's not ideal. In terms of midfield, I mean, Bruno, gets an assist in the end. It was a midfield of McTominay, Casemiro, and Bruno. Obviously, Casemiro gets the goal. But what did you make of Bruno, McTominay, and like our midfield in general?
Yeah, it's not my favourite midfield because Bruno obviously likes to occupy a high line. He plays in that high 10 role, and McTominay likes to make those runs in the box as well and sort of play like a second striker as well. So then Casemiro is left by himself, and so that midfield is easily exploited. It didn't happen too many times this game. We were lucky. I think we were let off the hook a few times, to be honest. But not. I think that was more reflection on them rather than us playing well in the midfield. Yeah.
Yeah, they let us have the ball, didn't they, Forrest? They sat off.
Yeah, exactly. So that was to our credit and allowed us to sort of get away with a lot that we won't get away with City next week, or I think we might be drawing Liverpool next time round. So, we will be found out.
We have got Liverpool, yeah.
We're going to be found out next game for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it's not great prep for Manchester City. Do you give us a chance in that game?
Well, Haaland just scored 5 goals, didn't he, in the FA Cup? It depends. If no, not really. Yeah. It would be a massive upset.
You tried to find a way, and you're like, actually, no.
Yeah, thinking about it, no. It would have to be a special moment, a moment of brilliance from, a Hollywood pass from Bruno and, a goal out of nowhere. It's not going to be because we're tactically better or a team that is superior on the pitch. It will be because of another moment, which can happen. It always happens in football. So let's hope for that. And that's all I think we can hope for this season until next season, when we can actually put a plan in place and there's a bit more strategy. I feel like all we're holding on to with all these injuries and everything that's going on on the pitch. We're just sort of focusing on passion and spirit and moments at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be the only thing that can really carry us through. What did you make of who the man of the match was? Is it Casemiro because he got the winning goal? Or was it someone else?
You got to give it to Casemiro because it's, he came in clutch when he had to, and he left bleeding. And to be fair, he put his head on the line. It wasn't even a
Exactly.
great cross by Bruno. It landed on the ground and bounced up, and he put his head on the line. So he had no right putting his head that low and scoring the goal. So I think just for that, you got to give him man of the match for the bravery. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed actually that with the red card shout on Bruno, the strangling, because if that was Casemiro, he'd be banned.
Yeah.
He'd be banned from the sport for life if that was him. But yeah, so
He definitely would have. And actually, lastly, I wanted to ask you about Anthony because he came in out the cold. He got taken off by Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag looked quite like happy with him, but kind of saying sorry for taking him off, sort of thing. But yeah, how do you see Anthony's performance today? Last question.
look, Anthony always works hard, always tracks back, does the basics well, but then doesn't offer much in the front line. Again, the front line is completely ineffective. So in attack, he loses the ball too often. He cuts in too often. He's predictable. If you're going to be so one-sided, like so left-footed, you have to be brilliant on that left foot because it's telegraphed a mile away. So it's easy to defend him. So I think the same happened today. He was ineffective in the final third, but he works hard and he did well. Like especially with being out for a while and he's Ten Hag's man, and he's sort of been in the media and criticized quite a bit. So he did okay, but not to the level that we need.
Still not
Yeah,
it. Yeah, still not it. Listen, I'll let you
no
go.
worries.
Hopefully we see you on the channel again soon. Good luck on all your travels and stuff.
Thanks,
And
bud.
yeah,
See you
we'll
again
see you
soon.
again
Take
soon.
care. Bye. Bye.
Take care. All right. See you later.